It is often said by ethical thinkers that legal does not necessarily equal moral and moral does not necessarily equal legal. It is common to come across pro-life or pro-choice campaigns on social media. But why has this become such a topic of debate in our time? And to which side should we run? As it turns out, abortion has been legal in the country since 1973, but has most recently begun to gain ground in public opinion, legislature, and the courts. Some argue that it is a woman's right, while others argue that it should be illegal to end an innocent life. However, these arguments are some that really only appeal to the emotional aspect of the debate. Ethics requires us to let go of the emotion and think with more reason. Rather than looking at it from a religious or legal point of view, critical thinkers should look at it from a point of morality. Our problem is that we always want to run to legality and religion when answering an ethical question. The problem with that is that everyone has their own idea of legality, and everyone has their own religious beliefs. What may be socially acceptable in one religion may not be in another. In that same fashion, when we ask ourselves if abortion should be legal or if it violates our religious beliefs, we are taking for granted that while it may be illegal to us or violate some sort of religious code, it may not affect someone else's beliefs or rights. However, the morality of abortion has not changed because it is legal or not. If we look at the arguments of the supporters commonly known as pro-choice, we run across arguments that state abortion should be legal based on women's rights and the circumstances leading to the abortion. In the court case Roe v. Wade, it was determined that making abortion illegal would violate a woman's right to privacy. This is an argument that many feminists have used to justify why abortion should be legal. After all, it is up to the woman to make the decision concerning her body, correct? A second argument they use is that abortion should be legal because ban or limit on the procedure has a negative impact on the poor, especially the less developed nations. It is believed that making abortion illegal would not stop people from committing the act. A theory which, in fact, has proven to be true in other ethical debates, like the legalization of marijuana. They believe that it causes more harm to the women in society because they would be willing to have the procedure done illegally. These illegal procedures have caused more than 200,000 women to die each year in developing nations. It has been estimated that the region with the lowest abortion rate in 2003 was Western Europe. In this region, safe legal abortion was broadly available, and contraceptive services and use were widespread. Last but not least, a third argument is that abortion should be legal because there are extreme cases like rape or incest, which should cause an unwanted pregnancy or a fetus with defects in the case of incest. This argument alone pulls on the heartstrings of most of the pro-choice supporters. It is true that a person who becomes pregnant by force should not have to carry the baby for the next 9 months. However, this again places boundaries on who is allowed to have an abortion and disregards the fact that people will get them performed regardless of the legality. The opposing side, better known as the pro-life, argues that abortion should be illegally, usually based on religious beliefs, the rights of the fetus, and the value of life. It has been noted that many observant Christians consider abortion to be a form of murder. Pro-life supporters believe that life begins at the point of conception, and by having an abortion, the woman is preventing the creation of life. They argue that the fetus should have the rights in the same way the mother does. Those who are pro-life would say that a fetus is valuable and as living as a 10-month-old. It is believed that if a fetus who is wanted is considered a person when it is killed in an accident, an unwanted fetus should have the same rights. The hardest decision is choosing a side in this debate. The pro-choice argument really taps into the feelings of women and the argument of them having their own rights in regards to their bodies. However, while they may have the right to their own body, they don't necessarily have the right to the developing body of the fetus. The fetus is a separate body altogether. As it was also mentioned before, pro-choice believes in the availability of resources for women to have abortions or prevent pregnancies. This is a compelling argument because it gives people the freedom to have these abortions performed with less risks and by professionals. However, I don't think it's a debate of legality, or at least it shouldn't be, because legal does not equal moral. Questions of such magnitude should be looked at from a moral standpoint because they so greatly influence our society and our norms. We have to forget our religious beliefs and the value of our laws and just think of what is moral. We have to ask ourselves why we value the life of a 10-year-old child more than the life of a 10-week-old fetus.